Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. And I'm very excited because I got the Home Story Cup replay pack, and it's going to be soO versus Stats here on Thunderbird, the latter edition, the first replay that I cast from that pack. I love both of these players. Stats is incredible at Protoss, soO is incredible at Zerg, and I like to see them head off against each other. So, here on Thunderbird, bottom right-hand corner is the blue Zerg player, soO. Oh, man, I love soO. He recently had a major victory last year. What was it? GSL event. Something along those lines. Like, he'd gone just 0-for on every single major event he'd ever competed in. A lot of second places to the point where it became a meme, which that's never good if you become a meme because you never win first place. Then he did it. He totally did it. He's an awesome dude. Love him so much. Stats, he's won BlizzCons. He's won major events all the time. Has the better resume here. But man, soO, in his own right, he should be able to go toe-to-toe here against Stats and honestly beat him. I would not be shocked at either result in this game today. Meanwhile, nothing too crazy going on either side of the map right now. I've been watching that minimap in the production tab fairly closely. It's just going to be a one gateway expand rather. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's really the same principle for Terran and Protoss. One racks expand versus... Remember how I was like, hey, you know what? Standard stuff here. So he was like, I'm going to throw down a hatchery in my base and a hatchery over here on your side of the map too. Now, this is a textbook example of how to handle this going on. If you are a Protoss player, you bring off 4 or 5 probes, Chrono Boost out a Zealot, Chrono Boost out another Zealot, and you can shut it down. It delays your expansion and it sucks. But the Zerg player loses resources too. It slowed down their economy. Pool is late here. It really is right now for soO. He could have got it down sooner, but he wanted to go for these shenanigans and try to throw Stats off his game. But man, this is what I love. This is what I love about StarCraft is the crazy stuff that happens. Proxy hatches are one of my favorite things in all of StarCraft. Yeah, Zealot here. He doesn't even need a second one. Look at that. If you get to it late, you might want a second one, but honestly, you get to it early, you see it. 4 probes and a Zealot going to be enough. Canceling it. Drone going in for the scout. Not sure what you're going to see here, honestly. Not much going on other than an oversaturated main base because there's no natural base to transfer probes down to. Unfortunately for Stats. Now, soO just goes into a regular game after this. He's going drones. He's going queens. He wanted the third base, but Stats says, turnabout is fair play. I'm going to toss down a pylon where you want a third. And now try to deal with that. How do you like them apples? I believe is what he said. I'm not sure how you say that in Korean exactly, but that's totally what he said. Drone going to stay alive here for some time because, well, first of all, the Adept does not want to go deal with it. The Adept is moving out across the map, and the Zealot is too slow to kill it. So, yeah, this drone's going to get scouting off. I want to see what the second tier is. As the Cyber Core is complete, the Adept comes into the natural base. No Queen here yet. And only a couple of Zerglings. There are 6lings on the way, but they're not quite ready for prime time. And they're coming from their main base. They're going to be a little bit late here. Some drones are going to die. Are they, though? Are they, Falcon? Yes, absolutely. One goes down there. Ah, the positioning is disgusting. And the Adept gets out. Oh, but goes into the main base to try to find more stuff to kill. Stats. You're doing so well right now. Forcing drones to turn into spore crawlers. Not what they want to do at all. And then finally going down there. Meanwhile, drone. Did the drone get taken out? Drone got taken out by something. I don't know what. The question is, did he scout? He did actually scout the Twilight Council coming up, so nicely done. I'm not sure if that was the drone or the Overlord, but either way, he sees the Twilight Council opening. Okay, which could be, well, it's going to be a Dark Shrine, so likely going to be for Archon Harass, as a robotics facility is coming up here too, so Archon drops 2 of those in a Warp Prism. Fairly annoying to deal with, but again, soO has done this a million times. He's not taking a third, you guys. soO's not taking a third. soO's going for double gas in his natural. Third base, nope. Who needs one of those? This feels like a Roach Ravager 2-baser to deal with the greedy build here that Stats is rolling with. Stats is basically expecting this wall and 2 Archons and a Warp Prism to hold off the Zerg player indefinitely until it gets the third base down and has the army to protect it. That's not the case, though. There's a okay, so there's a third base by soO. What's all that gas for then, man? Quadruple gas and a lair. Is he going Mutalisk? Oh, tell me he's going Mutalisk. I haven't seen anybody go Muta versus Protoss in a long time. Yes! Yes, it is going to be a Spire. All right, man. So we saw it, no Stargate opening, said, let's go for Mutalisks. soO is really good with Mutas. I've seen him go Mutaling Bling against Terran players quite often. And I haven't seen him go Muta versus Protoss all that much in the games that I've cast anyway. So, the question is Stats ready for this? Is he going to be scouting it? I don't know. I mean, if you only have Lings and Queens to handle this Archon stuff, it's not good. What you really need are Roaches. Or if you have Mutas out in time, that shuts it down okay. But Archon splash damage is pretty good against Mutas too. I think the Lings are going to try to put some pressure on Stats to make him come back home with this Warp Prism. Watch this. Watch these Lings. Where'd they go? They're at least going to try to delay the third base, which by golly, they sure did there. They sniped off that probe. Nicely done. Archon shows up at the third base of soO just as it's hatching. Going to try to get some shots off. Hold on, these are just DTs. He made 4 DTs and didn't change them into Archons. I'm giving myself the hiccups. I'm laughing so hard. What? I never get the hiccups during cast. What is going on? All right, so Queens. Gonna stab away there. Ling's coming in to assist with the Dark Templar. Third base is killed, but Stats' third base is not going to happen here either. And there is the Archon morph in. Okay, so 9 Mutas are in production. DT's in the natural base getting a couple drone kills. The Queens show up over there too, so double Warp Prism shenanigans, and there's the recall. Community update. Proposed changes to StarCraft include making a recall be available on a longer basis than it is now, increasing the amount of time between times you can use it. Oh my gosh, hiccups. I have cast over 2,000 StarCraft 2 replays, and I've never had the hiccups during one, I don't think. Whoop. I was laughing too hard, I think. Mutalisk's picking off Stalkers here. Archons show up. Mutas have to get the heck on out. I mean, maybe getting that Warp Prism would be cool, but unfortunately, it is carrying Archons. And as a result, the Mutas can't do much about this. This isn't exactly like a mass Archon play or anything. Man, third base by soO. Getting sniped down by Archons here, too. This is what happens if you skip Roaches, man. Bad things happen to you. You lose bases. Man, the Queens show up, and that's actually enough to force that Warp Prism away. Pretty injured already, in fairness. And the only saving grace here for soO is that Stats' third base is super late. Way later than he wants it to be. Mutalisk, magic boxing a little bit. Mutaling here. Man, these Archons are immortal. And by immortal, I don't mean actually immortals. This is disgusting. This play here. All right, he got the damage he could, which was injuring a lot of Lings and Mutas. Didn't actually get that many kills, it didn't look like. But soO, relentless in his pursuit, continuing to make Mutalisks here, and there's no sign of a Stargate anywhere for Stats. No, he's committed to the tech path that he's on. He's not going to switch into Phoenix, which I personally think is a good idea. But again, Stats is 100 million times better than I am at StarCraft. I measured once, and it was 100 million times better. Mutalisks dancing about. Blink is on the way. Blink is almost done, and Blink's going to be very, very good here. The Immortals aren't going to be that great, versus either the Zerglings, honestly, or the Mutas. So I'm not sure what that is. soO takes a ninja fourth base because he's a boss. Loving that. Mutalisks, just the Muta harass. This is how you play with Mutalisks, you guys. Zerg players, if you have Mutalisks and they're sitting at home doing nothing, you're doing it wrong. They need to be harassing consistently. They got to be killing stuff consistently. They got to be threatening attacks at least consistently here. Like the Overlord spread that soO has across the map here. Creep spread is okay as well. Thunderbird is very big, and as a result, it's hard to spread the whole darn thing. Mutalisks want another Warp Prism. They get it. Then they try to magic box these Archons, and they get those too. Hot dang. But nothing can really stop this army. I mean, a big group of Zerglings would be just fine with it. How many Lings are on the way? 24. Is 24 enough? Maybe. Maybe with some Ling support too, it is. Stats is being held off for the time being. He doesn't like the spines. If you engage into a Zergling army when there are spines wrecking you, it's not a good feeling. That was actually one of the ways to hold off a 4-gate back in the day if you were Zerg, is have the army attack you, the Protoss, in range of spines at your natural base. And it just really wrecked Protoss armies. Gateway heavy compositions, especially if you have Immortals, though, a little bit different if you can focus those suckers down. Stalkers, ooh, they do scout the sneaky ninja fourth. Oh, by touching the Xel'Naga Watchtower. The Stalkers are dead. I'm not sure they know it yet, but they're absolutely toast. Army back home does get recalled. We saw that earlier. I guess, I don't know. Maybe a recall is maybe a little bit too easy to use right now. I don't know. I gotta say, I never really noticed how long Protoss players go in between recalls before, so I never felt like it was a problem. But apparently Blizzard did. Or somebody on the balance team did. Double expanding here is soO. This is getting out of hand for stats. Hasn't really been able to do too much damage. He killed that third base a couple times, or at least once, and hurt it once. As well, got some drones so far, and by some I mean 4. But 5 probes have gone down. It is a 61 worker supply here for soO, 59 for stats. And charge on the way. Okay, there is a Stargate. 2 Stargates. He's like, all right, look. You're going to keep making Mutalisks. I'm going to absolutely start pumping Phoenix here and just hard counter you. Because they do. They do hard counter Mutalisks very, very well, especially in the hands of somebody as good as Stats says. Man, look at this map vision. Look at what soO can see, you guys. He can see every possible expansion that Stats would think about going to. He's constantly roaming around with Mutalisks. He's got Changelings running around to check what's going on. Temporarily, at least until they get scouted out. He's making more Mutalisks. Again, just expanding his face off. It's only 11 minutes in, but I feel like he's got this game. soO is looking exceptionally good. The Mutaflock doing what they can until the Phoenix show up, I guess. Hacker drones dying. Oh, a DT showed up at Sneaky Ninja 4th and actually killed some stuff. That is honestly why you might want... Oh, got the DT before the recall. You might want just a Spore Crawler and a Spine. That shuts down, you know, single DT harassment. Does he not have the rally set? Hey, soO. I've never seen this before. I've never seen a professional StarCraft 2 player, Zerg player especially, do this. He didn't have a rally set on this hatchery, and these drones are not going to work. That's crazy. That, soO falling apart, maybe? I don't know. Hydralisks on the way here. Army supply 101 to 96. I mean, it's a big defensive army here. It's not good. This is why sometimes you absolutely want to go Stargate early against Mutalisks. An Ion Pulse Crystal on the way. Charge is done. Stats needs to make something happen. He needs to kill like 1 or 2 bases of soO's and expand himself, or he's just toast. Man, keeping that gas. Ugh. That is 2 assimilators down out of the 6 total that Stats has right now. That is a huge reduction in total amount of gas that Stats is able to get. He's going after the Forge. No more upgrades for you, man. I'm denier further upgrades. The Mutas don't even necessarily care about dying all that much because we're tech switching into Ling Bling Muta. Or Hydra, rather. Yeah, I mean, he's throwing away Mutalisks here, but that's just free up supply. He was at 170, like 190 something. Now he's at 176. Hydras are now on the way. They're working on their upgrades, too. And yeah, this is a good... I like this very much. There is no splash damage in this army at all for Stats. Ling Bling Hydra is exceptionally good against this particular composition. And especially if you still have some Muta support, you're going to be all right. Spine's coming up. Phoenix being real annoying as the vanguard here for this army. And Ion Pulse Crystal is done. You can see the purple in their lasers. Spine Crawler's up. Although knocking down these rocks gives you easier access to this base. Meanwhile, Chargelot's going to take down Secret 4th base that soO never really saturated. I think he recognized it had been scouted. So I'm not going to dedicate too much stuff to that. I'm not going to devote too much stuff to that. But this bottom base is fairly happy too. 74 workers for soO. He's pleased with it. He's not supply blocked, but he's... No, now he is supply blocked, actually. Phoenix doing some really annoying work here. Hydra count getting a little bit high. They do, again, have that range upgrade, which is nice. Speed upgrades coming in here, too. And Stats takes up 4th base. So the problem for him is that it's been a 5-basing Zerg for quite some time now. Upgrades are fantastic. Unless we start seeing some Storm, and we do, just as I say that, we do start seeing some Storm in that production tab. Okay, Stats, that is the secret ingredient that he needs to win this game. Is Storm. soO knocking down the rocks, giving access to his own 5th base, interestingly enough. Phoenix harassing. Picking up drones. That's what I like to see here. The Muta's trying to see what they can do, which is get blinked on and shot a little bit. The Phoenix decided to recall home because the Muta harassed. Oh, High Templar pickoff. Oh, High Templar pickoff. No. No. Stats needed those guys. He's only got 1 High Templar now. He's making 3 more, but yeah, these Mutalisks know that they are absolutely dead. Zealots walk past the spines, and they're going to try to take down the 5th base of soO. They're completely unopposed at this point. The rest of the army, Lings, Banelings, Hydras, and all are on the other side of the map. If Stats can hold this, which I think he might just lose his 4th base entirely here. He doesn't have any storm available. But army supply, 105 to 62. 26 Lings are in production. The hatchery does end up going down. Lings try to save it. Not going to happen. And the Nexus, for the 4th Nexus of Stats, does end up exploding in a ball of blue flame. I think 175 to 122. Look at the supply, says Dodd. I believe he might have said that during the cast of this game. He was casting for this, right? Anyway, yeah, that's going to be it. Suddenly, army supply plummeting. No splash damage available. The clutch snipe of those High Templar by soO. Saving the day. Honestly, just saving the day here. There's a good storm on the Hydras, okay. Gonna try to start coming back here, I guess, but you lost your base. You lost a ton of army. You're down big time overall. But crushing that Hydra army was not bad. Losing the 4th hurts, yes, but you did snipe off one of soO's bases and another one too. So maybe not as bad as I worry about here. He's making more Hydralisks. Stats is preparing to take another 4th base here. Banelings coming on in. 11 of those. 6 Hydras, 5 Hydras at a time in production. They do not have any missile attack upgrades, but they do have... I mean... Alright, no armor upgrades or attack upgrades, strangely enough. Phoenix trying to kill as many of these drones as they can. They've killed 17 throughout the game, which is nice, but this kind of feels like a final push here by soO. There are High Templar energy levels are okay. A couple of them have enough energy for Storm, but not all of them. And here goes nothing. Lings are going to focus on that Nexus while the rest of the Protoss army is forced to retreat in the face of all of these Banelings and Hydralisks. Stats going to lose that 4th base again. Immortals surrounded and destroyed. 40 army supply mining out of his other remaining bases. The Storms are good, but I don't think they are that good. Too many Hydralisks, too few units, too little Storm. Shield batteries trying to keep this Immortal alive. He's only got 4 kills, and that's going to be it. I just don't see Stats hanging on much longer than that. That is your good game, soO. Good golly, gets the win in 17.5 minutes. These super high level StarCraft games, you guys, they can be short, but man, is there more action in one of these than in some of the, 25-30 minute games that I cast sometimes. Incredible. Incredible stuff. All right. These hiccups, man. All right, so, man, 23,000 lost resources for Stats, 23,000 lost resources for soO as well. This is an incredibly close game. DT's wiped out the 3rd base. DT's wiped out a few drones in the natural. Queen's rebuffed the early attack in the main base. And 3 hatches went down, but 2 Nexuses. That is not good for you Protoss players here. 12 High Templar died. 12, including those 2 that had energy for storms. My gosh. I'm not sure if that was game sense or luck from soO. Right over here. Right? Right. These High Templar are like, we're protecting the 3rd base. Mutas show up and like, oh boy, here we go. Bam. Sorry for startling you. All right, we need to wrap this thing up. I need to go drink a huge glass of water and wait for this to calm down. That was hard. Casting while you have the hiccups is no joke, man. But anyway, soO just kind of had an expand everywhere philosophy. He took that one, lost it. Took this one, lost it, but had this one. Did he ever take this one? I'm not sure that he did, but he expanded down here too. He was everywhere. It's a huge map. It's easy to hide bases. I need to try this on Thunderbird if I ever cast on this game or play on this game. Which I think I vetoed it just because it's so easy to take a 3rd. If you're Protoss and Terran, you wall this off. This is walled, and you just have a nice little 3rd base you don't have to worry about really. Really annoying stuff. I think you do have it vetoed, but not soO. soO does not have it vetoed, at least not to the point where it saved him from playing this game. All right. Great job by soO. Again, I still think it was too late to where Stats decided to go for Phoenix to deal with the Mutalisks, and even then, it didn't do as well against the Mutas as I thought it would. All right. Enough is enough. soO gets the win there. An incredibly close game. I told you, any results, I would not be surprised by anything. And I am not surprised that soO won. He is looking so good. Love this guy. I want to cast more of him in the coming days and weeks. Okay, that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. Yeah, you can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch. All at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.